New electric lights turned night into day and made people feel safer at night in large cities. Gaslight, produced from coal gas, had been used since the early 1800s for residential light, but was too dim to brighten streets and public spaces. By 1894, lighted shops and theaters on New York City's Broadway created a festive panorama that attracted city dwellers at the end of a long working day. A street with lights was referred to as a white way during the early 20th century. Part of Broadway was nicknamed the Great White Way to the massive number of electric lights used on theater marquees lining the street. New cultural forms such as ragtime and blues spread to urban audiences. Scott Joplin was the son of former slaves along the Texas-Arkansas border. He became the master of ragtime, a genre of music named for its ragged, syncopated rhythm. Ragtime became wildly popular among audiences of all classes and races who heard in its infectious rhythms something exciting, a decisive break with Victorian hymns and parlor songs. Joplin and other traveling performers introduced ragtime to national audiences at the Chicago's World Fair in 1893.
W.C. Handy wrote St. Louis Blues. So let's have a great hand for Mr. Handy, won't you please?
W.C. Handy, born in Alabama, electrified national audiences by performing music drawn from the cotton fields of the Mississippi Delta. Made famous when it reached the big city, this music became known as the blues. Blues music spoke of hard work and heartbreak, as in Handy's popular hit St. Louis Blues in 1914. Blues spoke to the emotional lives of young urbanites who were far from home, experiencing dislocation, loneliness, and bitter disappointment, along with the thrills of city life. Many young men and women moved from the countryside to cities such as New York and Chicago in the late 1800s and early 1900s. But why? Traditionally, rural daughters had provided essential labor for spinning and weaving cloth, but industrialization relocated those tasks from the household to the factory. Finding themselves without a useful household role, many farm daughters sought paid employment in cities and sent money home. In addition, farm families didn't always have enough farmland to hand down to every son in the family. Many rural sons also left the farm and, like immigrants arriving from other countries, set aside part of their pay to help the folks at home.